I'm going to talk about something I had mentioned on maybe even this channel, but on another channel, about some of the things that you can see online, and it shows a bit of a self-centeredness. These days people would just call it narcissistic behavior, so I'll go with that. That is not a diagnosis for narcissistic personality disorder. It's just more of a behavior that some add things like selfishness, abuse even to it, different forms of abuse, and just when they think the world revolves around them, they do everything just for themselves and not care about other people, another person or people, anybody along this line. And like I said, some examples you can see online, which you can also see in your face-to-face world offline. And what do you think about these? Okay, I'll go into detail. So you're on some kind of social media, like right now you're watching this on YouTube, and people can leave comments. Okay, they can leave comments on other social media groups and so on and so forth. Whatever, I can't say how many there are out there, but say like on YouTube, I'll use it as an example, and people can leave comments, and sometimes these comments are really bad comments, but a person can set their account just like they can, I've seen on other social media, set their account, their channel, their whatever group, whatever it is, to where the person that runs it can block any comments, not always, but until they approve them. Okay, and then they don't have to approve them. They can block, delete them if they don't like it, the comment. Now, some people, like some of the bigger YouTubers, they don't do that. A lot of people don't, and some believe that all the comments that helps you with the AI, and which basically comes down to more money. Okay, if they are making money on their channel, it comes down to making more money. But they can set them to where they have to approve every comment, but they don't want to for whatever reason. They don't want to have to take the time. They feel like they've done enough by making the videos, putting the videos up, doing the editing, all that, putting it up, and they will say often, or at least write, please comment, give a thumbs up, share, and all this. Well, they want comments, but they don't want to take the time to have to read the comments and approve the comments. They just want them to just anybody's free to leave a comment. Well, that can have some detrimental effects. Yeah. One rather recent problem, I'm not going to mention it. So if you're on YouTube, you know what I'm talking. You probably maybe know what I'm talking about. But some of the comments should not have been allowed on channels at all by the people who own the channel. I'm not own, but who make the videos, the content creator. Why can't I get my words out today? But yeah, they should not have allowed those kinds of comments. But like I said, some people believe that more comments is more money. Yeah, and so they just leave up anything. And some people just they feel like they don't have the time. But if you have to approve your comments, you haven't set to approve, you make the time whenever you have time. But some people, they don't think that. They just want the money, but they don't want to do the full job. And that full job, yes, would involve ensuring that bad, negative comments don't get seen by anybody but you. And you can block and delete them, so if they're really horrible, nobody else will see them, and maybe they won't get a strike against them, or your channel even, for leaving them up there. But some people think that's just too much work. Now, I would have a problem. I know there are huge channels and they get thousands and thousands of views every day, comments every day. But it is part of the job. If you're making that many, you're not making enough money to pay somebody to do that. It's questionable. It starts to seem a bit more like selfishness. That it's all about you and not about what should be. This also affects other people. And I think many people don't understand that sometimes what you do has an effect on what happens to somebody else. If you leave really negative comments, and this is the part I've said on other videos, you let other people see that. A person comes to your channel, they see, oh, I can take all my anger out on this, people who make these videos. I just can come in there and slam them. So you allow it. The next person that troll goes to, that hater, that basher, that real abuser, goes to and leaves in a comment there too, because they feel like, oh, this is the norm. This is allowed. This big YouTuber's leaving these kinds up here, so hey, this is the place we can do that. What you do not only affects you, but affects others. Okay? Very seldom is it just all about you. The world isn't all about you. These days, not enough people are being taught that. I taught at college and university, and I have degrees. And one of them is a master's in sociology, and I'm telling you, I have not found any place here that they teach sociology or psychology anymore. They used to in grade school, for kids all the way till they graduate high school. Not taught in schools in this state, Texas. I thought that was a shame. It changed, I don't know, I'm thinking the early 2000s, and I haven't checked recently, but past few years, I've not heard of any. There could be some places that they do, maybe they got a clue and said, hey, we need to teach kids these things. But I have a feeling no, but I'll have to check on that, so don't, think it's law, it's rule, it's true, 100%. But yeah, people growing up and not hearing about these things, not hearing about how important it is for you to think about somebody outside of yourself and what you do, how it affects the community, how it affects other people globally, possibly. That needs to be taught. Yes, it needs to be taught in schools, and it needs to be learned. It needs to be understood. It needs to be followed. To think about somebody else. But these days, so much is taught. It's all about the money. It's all about taking care of yourself. Don't worry about others. Only think about yourself. And that they do this. This happens in many ways that kind of word is put out there. Okay? Like if you hear, which I haven't heard anybody so far, complain about having to monitor their comments, like on YouTube or in Facebook or any of these social media. I don't know about all of them, like I said. I'm not on that many of them, so I don't know. But to have to monitor them. Why is it, especially those that are making money, why is that an issue? Because is it only about the money? And like I said, oh, more comments, that's more money. Like some believe. Are they not looking past their own noses? Are they really that self-centered? Is it really all about them? And the whole, like I just already went through, the whole excuse of they don't have the time. Maybe you got to make the time. You want the money, you got to do the job. That's my view. Some people might not like it, and they would say, oh, well, you're a small channel. Yeah, I have a small channel, but I've been on here for, I'm not going to even try to make a, qualification of why I can say that, because that's my opinion. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. If you want to watch another video on this channel, you can click the circle icon. If you want to watch if you want to subscribe to this channel, you can click the circle icon, and if you want to watch another video, then click one of the rectangles. Talk to you later. Bye.